All right, guys, this is the fucking week 10 recap going on right here. It is Tuesday night, and we are just now finalizing the standings from week 10. That being said, it is looking to be a dicey one.
Yeah.
It is looking to be a dicey one. After 10 weeks, guys, we have what looks to be a fist fight for the playoffs. I'm just going to dive really directly into the standings. We have a couple people who look like they're a shoo-in. We have James, who could almost lose out the next three, and we only have 3 weeks left, by the way. James could almost lose out the next three and almost assuredly still be going. So congratulations, James. You are probably going to the playoffs.
Yep.
Almost assuredly. 3 teams at 7-3. Eric Hopkins, Pittsburgh Feelers, Doc's Dick Smashers, or Dick Suckers, as Max pointed out last week.
Smashers. It's definitely Smashers.
No, it says Dick Suckers. So
It's the Smashers.
Yankees Crushers, all at 7-3, and over the next 3 games, they have to probably each win at least one.
Yep.
Any one of them has to win probably at least one of the next 3 to stay in a playoff hope. That and points for. We have 2 teams at 6-4, both Max and myself, rounding out the bottom of currently the top 6. And both of us probably are in a position where we need to win at least one of the next 3, considering Max and I play each other next week. Reeve and I play each other next week. We have some contenders matching against each other over the next 3 weeks. So that is going to make a big difference in terms of the playoffs. So at least 1 win, probably 2 wins for any one of those 3 teams to make a playoff shot. That and points for, of course, as always. The only other really contender, I think, in the bunch there is John, who has been making kind of a stretch lately. He's been kind of trending upwards. Am I wrong in saying that?
No, he's putting up more wins than he was certainly during the first half of the season.
For a team that started 1-4, I think he's been picking it up a lot lately. He went on a 3-game streak, lost one, and then has won another one after that. So I think his team is trending a bit. He definitely, like Max had pointed out last week, has a very strong receiving core. I think he has a good shot of coming back and actually sneaking into a 6 seed or a 5 seed potentially.
No.
And we all know what happened last year with Max sneaking into the 6 seed and going all the way to the Super Bowl with a victory. So it's still a lot of people's shot at this point. Paul, you are 4-6 right now. You would have to win all 3 out to even have a shot, and you better have some good points for. I don't know how that's really stacking up for you, but I think you're looking good. If you can take 3 victories, by all means, please do. That being said, I'm only going to touch briefly on what we did last week in terms of some of the key matchups. And really the only one, I guess just real quickly and dive into it, my matchup against Eric. As expected, he's been trending down. I don't expect him really to win a lot of the next 3 games. Maybe 1 of the next 3. He started 7-0, but I
would not
him.
be surprised, if he won only 1 or none of his next 3. He's been
I had a great matchup from all my
terrible.
players. I crushed him. He did sub 200 points. So anybody playing Eric, don't be too afraid. I suppose he's trending down. The big storyline from this week is
upset.
Art.
The
Art
upset.
pulled out his first fucking win of the season. He is not going to be 0-10. He is going to be 1-9. Which is pleasant news to me and Max, and I'm sure anybody on the top side of things, that a 5-4 took a loss. So Art will be going to 5-5, which will make his playoff hopes that much more difficult.
Reeve will be going to 5-5.
Thank you, Art. You are a good ruiner. Thank you for ruining slightly his playoff hopes. Hopefully it continues. Max took a win over Dennis. Kit took a somewhat weak win over William, but he didn't need a whole lot to get that win.
It was ugly.
John took a win over the Hamburglers, and James took a win over Hen Schaub. Hen Schaub's been having a difficult time rallying lately. So, that being said, and talking about the standings already, we're going to look at next week and see what we think is going to be the standings after week 12, or 11, rather. So I'm going to turn over to Kit's pick 6.
Yeah, we have another pretty interesting matchup coming forward. In fact, for the top 6, those vying for the seeds, it's going to be real full of games that are potentially going to decide some seasons. So we'll start off with the first game. We have Derek 6-4 versus Reeve 5-5. Reeve, of course, took that nasty loss last week to Art.
Nasty.
Wonderful, beautiful Art.
Nasty. Thank you, Art.
So they're vying for the 6th seed right now as it stands. So, Reeve has been doing better. But I think Derek's team is finally getting off its ass. If you go back and look at what he did this week, everybody performed how we essentially thought they all would perform, weeks ago when he was losing. So I think Derek's going to take this pretty easy. I think Reeve is going to endure another loss. Next up, we got Max and Hopkins. So again, there's, currently right now number 3 or 4 seed vying for a guy trying to move up. So that's another very, very must win for Max and Eric both.
Must win.
I'm going to take Max as much as I hate to say it. Eric is trending down. He's doing terrible. Max is meanwhile maintaining very strong day to day.
I hope Eric takes it.
I hope that Max takes it. Actually, no. I hope that Eric takes it and Max loses, but I don't think it's going to happen.
He's trying to protect his own playoff spot.
I am. So next we have up the battle of the terrible teams, 1-9 William and 1-9 Art. I don't even give a shit who wins, so I'm not even going to pick anybody. I honestly hope they both lose.
Go Will!
So no winner. Nobody wins out of that game. Nobody wins.
I have no loyalty to you, Art.
So they can both suck dicks. I just hope coming out in the weeks forward, both of them screw somebody.
Right,
in the
nobody
next 3
cares.
weeks.
Onward.
Now we have John and Dennis. Again, John trying to scramble back into the 6th seed. Dennis trying to maintain his grip on the top 3 seed. So another must-win right there. Especially with Dennis's team has been trending down a little bit. Been trending down. I honestly think I am going to take John. I'm going to take John. I think Dennis is not going to take it. I don't think he's going to eke it out.
Sorry, Dennis.
I don't think he's going to eke it out. So next up we have Paul and Brad. Paul looking to scramble back in. It's a far shot at this point. He'd really have to win the next 3 and honestly hope for some key losses. But if you had to pick someone to get that win against, Brad is pretty good. Brad's team has been doing just terribly shitty. He got fucked out of a couple wins earlier in the season, but has certainly acted like he was supposed to lose. I'm going to take Paul. Good luck, Paul. I hope this works out.
The playoff race at this point, Paul.
You're gonna have to win this one. If you lose this one,
they're all must wins for you.
Yeah. And then last we have James, the number 1 seed, and myself. It's looking ugly for both of us actually, just based off projection. We both have tough matchups for all of our key players this week.
They're both
honestly,
losers in my mind.
But honestly, I do think that James is going to win. I think he's got a stronger roster right now at this point, and he's got slightly better matchups. So I think James is going to take it. But don't worry, Max and Derek, I know one of you is probably going to lose, so I'll probably still at the end of the day be a winner.
Not me.
But that's what we're going to end it at. Those are my picks. Important games, of course, we need to watch out for us in the top 6, because now, three weeks left the season, we don't care about the losers. Obviously, Derek and Reeve is probably the most important matchup, as that's the 6th seed right there on the spot.
Fucking important. Max and Eric, James and Paul, or James and you, and
they're all very important.
Dennis and John. There's only 2 matchups that are important. They're all must-watches at this point, guys.
But
we're going down to
the
final 3. It's going to be tough.
But especially keep an eye on your game, because that's a guy trying to get a new 6th seed. That's a guy that could potentially fuck us all. So, Reeve, I hope you lose again.
That being said, guys, I do believe that the trade deadline is November 20th. So it's 7 days, I do believe. And I'm not double checking that. But if any other trades were to occur, it has to be in that timeline. I don't think that's probably going to happen. No trades have really gone on much lately. But that being said, we're fucking taking too long. Best of luck to you all in week 11, except for all of you. No luck to all of you except for myself.
Especially
Best
Max.
of luck to myself.
Suck a big fat hairy dick, Max. You fat ugly piece of shit.
We will see you guys all again in week 12.
Fuck you, Max.